Greetings, folks. I made a short video just testing about 10 minutes ago. It's New Year's Eve, and having MS and not really being on what I would call a good medication, I'm kind of kicking back, and my wife was entertaining herself reading a book. Welcome to the world of MS. And Criminal Minds is playing on the TV set. I can remember more entertaining New Year's Eves. Then with the COVID thing going on, we should all probably take it easy. But back to what I was talking about, I think those of you, especially Dulcie Hill, thank you, who've listened to me uh, gripe and argue with this concept of secondary progressive. I'm still not sure I entirely buy it. Now look at me compared to the videos I made like 8 years ago, or maybe even a little more recently. But unshaven. Um, One of the reasons, I guess, is I'm too proud to use a chair. I don't care if I'm jiggling, wobbling, weeveling, hanging onto a doorknob, or what, but I don't want to use the chair. Anyway, the hallmarks of secondary progressive, my neurologist himself has MS, and he said, "I think you're progressive." And I've looked in the mirror. And forget the Band-Aid that's covering like a little bit of rosacea. I hope everything I've had biopsied basically in the past decade has been benign. But anyway, hopefully that's going to clear up soon. But anyway, I can even hear it in my cadence of speech. I'm all over the lot. But anyway, I think, as I said before in the short little video, I don't think I was properly warned when I was relapsing and remitting that, oh, by the way, wait about 8 years, and there's something called secondary progressive MS that you will probably get. Um, the concept that your neurology, your spinal cord, your brain is dying as opposed to just sustaining injuries is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. Um, but things like ambulation, if I take a walk, I got to move, and I walk backwards now. I realize what I do is I push with one leg and land with the other, and that's murder on my legs. But that's how I maintained for a long time, was doing about a 2-mile walk every day. And it's just different things. But I'm on Ocrevus, and I'm not so sure Ocrevus doesn't make me feel worse for generalized weakness and malaise and weird kind of like little infections that don't seem to want to go away. Especially, I don't know if anyone gets like little scaly things in the back of their neck, but I have that too. But anyway, it seemed to be when I took Rituxan, I had all sorts of issues with like rosacea across here, and almost looked like the lupus rash. But anyway, I think it was one of Dulcie Hill's videos. I think she said, I put a comment, I said, "Boy, you've got guts," and in reference to how she puts herself out there and does these different little things, but like doorknob squats, or this is the good leg, this is the bad leg, this is how you make a body work when it doesn't want to anymore. And I just think I just put in the comments, boy, you got guts. And the reply she said was, yeah, but it's something else when you got to do this stuff just to keep what you've got. Now, in that case, I'm making a serious mistake because what I'm doing 9 times out of 10 is resting until I feel just a little bit better, get the green light to go. Um, it's not coming. Um, I don't know how many out there have taken this downward spiral into secondary progressive, but I think that's what I was heading for before Tysabri. Probably transitional, but the doc had me on steroids like every 2 months for something. But it's ridiculous. One of my problems is my body does not. I make a fist, and you kind of see the. Um, it doesn't generate its own resting muscle tone. So, in other words, if I don't think about it, I'll collapse. Um, and that's gotten worse and worse and worse. In other words, even on Tysabri, I had to lock and load my legs a little bit to stand, and then I would also basically I had to be in motion. But that's getting worse, and I've got issues on the back of my neck with like the trapezius muscle and the shoulder muscles. And I blame that on the hit to cervical 5, or maybe degeneration of a hit I had to cervical 3 or 2. Not a good combination, cervical 2, cervical 3, and cervical 5. Facelift, yeah, I could use it. Shave, yeah, I could use it. But anyway, if I could wrap this up in a nutshell, I just was not ready for the concept that, like I suppose any kind of person with the disease has. The doctor saying basically, we don't have anything else for you. And I think Ocrevus, I think if anything, I think it's making me weaker and more susceptible to, just malaise. But what's interesting is, as I told other people, I come from a family with 4 siblings that have MS. I'm going to adjust again as I sit, tilt, recline. And 2 are basically benign and carry on with their lives as best they can, although they are subject to fatigue and what have you. And the other 2, myself and a sister, are almost chair-bound. In the chair, up for a few seconds, in the chair, up for a minute, in the chair, and something else. But so now I hit the internet trying to figure out what Plan B is. And I'm not seeing too much. Although I heard something about maybe a phase 1 clinical trial in some country with stem cells, which definitely I think helped EDSS scores. But the key, I guess, to any kind of serenity in this is not, it's not going to be Googling it for the rest of your life. And it's not, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but after a while, sometimes I wonder if you're, I don't know, if you accept it, maybe you can at least get on with your life. But that would mean so many changes and I don't really dare use a wheelchair yet, or I'm afraid I would never get out of it. Um, and so my stubbornness still says there has to be something. But to think, when I was first diagnosed, I said I was an ophthalmologist who told me over the phone. I said, "Oh, that's no big deal." I said, "My brother has that." I said, "He's doing fine." He still is. I'm not. Anyway, that's my rambling. Um, and then there was some other medication that was a diabetic medication for type 2 diabetes that for some reason promoted remyelination. I cannot remember the name. I researched it. Uh, I got some coming in the mail. I really don't care. Um, anyway, God, do I need a shave? But anyway, if I shaved, I'm not so sure I'd like what I'd see because it'd probably be droopier on this side than that's a. Anyway, I don't know. I gotta stop sitting in a chair like this, and I need to do leg work. But you tell me how to do leg work when your muscles are shutting down one at a time. Let's see. I got quadriceps. I think 2 fire in one leg, maybe 3 in the other. Hamstrings. I think it's a group of 4. I think 2 fire in both legs. Lower legs. I think it does what it wants. So it's I'd be if I was evaluated by a physical therapist. I think I would be declared a falling risk immediately. But there's always things to lean on and stuff like that. But I don't know what a complaining session this has been. I guess it is. I got to get out of my head, as someone said, and contribute, as someone said, who shall remain anonymous. But if I don't get out of this chair, I'll get stuck in it. So I got to shut this video down. But anyway, folks, thanks for listening. Shoot me a text or anything. I could use as much encouragement as possible. This is a pretty rough road here, especially when it's totally unpredictable. Or is it? I don't know. I've also done a lot of watching Joe Dispenza. Anyway, that's all, folks. I guess I still ramble, but then again, I guess I rambled 8 years ago, too. But I think I made just a little more sense. So, how about it, punks? Are you feeling lucky? Well, do you? Take care. Happy New Year.